Keep it or bin it? Every woodworker faces this question after every project, and most of us make the same mistake. But it's not what you think. The problem isn't that we're keeping too much, the problem is we don't have a system for deciding what to keep. So we keep everything, which means we can't find anything, and we end up hoarding wood we'll never actually use, and then buying new wood we already own. I did this for years until I created a simple decision system that takes a few seconds per piece, and a storage unit that keeps everything organised. Now I can find any piece in no time. In this video, I'll give you the complete system for free, and I'll show you how to build your own storage organiser. Let's be honest with each other. You've got a problem. You finish a project and you're left with some offcuts. Some are a decent size and you think, I can't throw this away, it's good wood. So you toss it into a pile or into a bin or that corner over there. And over time the pile grows and grows. And one day you realise that you can't find anything when you need it. So you end up buying new wood even though you may already have what you want. But the thing is, you don't have a wood problem, you have a system problem. Today I'm going to give you the system that I use, and then I'm going to show you how to build the storage unit to make it work. First, you'll need to know what to keep and what to throw away. Because here's the truth, and you might want to sit down for this, not everything's worth keeping. So I've created a simple decision tree system that takes the stress out of deciding what to keep and what to get rid of. Question 1. Is it timber or sheet goods? Ply or MDF should be at least 150mm or 6 inches square. Timber needs to be big enough to be usable, at least for small jigs. If no, bin it. It will be too small for most projects. Question 2. Is it relatively flat, straight and usable? If no, bin it. Badly warped wood just isn't worth the headache. Question 3. Is it a type of wood you use regularly? If no, unless it's something special or expensive, bin it. Question 4. Do you already have 3 or 4 similar pieces? If yes, bin it. You've already got enough of those. If the piece you're checking passes all 4 questions, keep it. But here's another little tip. If you hesitate for more than 10 seconds on a question, throw it away. If it isn't obvious it should stay, it's got to go. Once you know what you're keeping, here's how to organise them. Now, I originally tried having 5 separate bins, but honestly, it didn't work for me. Bins got moved around, so I couldn't find the right one, and it got hard to keep track of everything. So I designed one unit with 5 compartments to fit on my worktop here. Each one for different types and sizes of scrap. You could easily resize it for your space, or even go having separate bins if you prefer, as long as you're a lot more organised than I am, that is. Let me show you how this works. This large section on the left is for sheet goods, plywood offcuts, MDF panels. They stand vertically, and this is the key point, because when they're stacked flat you can never find what you need. Being vertical means I can see exactly what I have and pull out the right piece. This compartment here is for small pieces, up to about 300mm. Its angled front means I can reach in and grab what I need without digging around. So there's no more emptying a whole bin to see what's there. Behind that is a deeper section for medium to large pieces, 300 to 600mm. It's still easy to access, but keeps the longer stock organised. Down here in the middle is for long, thin stock. Dowels, trim pieces, moulding offcuts, things that are too long and too thin to fit anywhere else. I used to have these props in the corner and they'd always get knocked over, but now they're easily to hand. And this drawer is for very small parts. Offcuts, small blocks, anything I might use for jigs or small projects. And this is the game changer for me, because these tiny pieces used to disappear. Now they're right here when I need them. 5 compartments, 1 unit, everything organised by size and type. And I'm going to show you exactly how to build it. First, I'm cutting the plywood to size at the table saw. Then I'm trimming the angled panels using the jigsaw and sanding the edges smooth. Here I'm using a hole saw to cut the handle recess for the drawer front, but you could just add a drawer pull if you prefer. Next I'm pre-drilling and countersinking the panels ahead of assembly. I'm using the angled head on my Bosch drill driver to pre-drill and screw the middle panel into place. You can see how useful it is in this close-up here. It's a good idea to wax the bottom of the drawer to help it slide more freely. You can use paste wax or, as I'm using here, beeswax. Now the drawer slides very easily without sticking. So I set up my 5-compartment unit and labelled each section. Then I went through every piece of scrap in my workshop and ran each one through the decision tree. Keep it or bin it. The keepers went straight into the right compartment and the rejects went into a rubbish pile. And honestly, at first it was hard. Every piece I picked up I'd think, but I might need this. And that's the voice that got me into this mess in the first place. But then something shifted, and once I started following the system, decisions got easier and easier. And here's what surprised me. I threw away about 60% of what I had. It turned out most of what I was holding on to was actually rubbish. Bits with holes, tiny offcuts, things I've been keeping for years just in case. And once I gave myself permission to let it go, it was actually really liberating. And this is what I ended up with. 5 organised compartments, everything labelled, everything easy to hand. And it freed up some precious space in my little workshop too. Total time was about 4 hours for building the unit and 90 minutes for the organising. And now when I need a piece of scrap, I know exactly where to look, and I can usually find it in seconds, not minutes, or maybe never. So here's the before and here's the after. And the best part, now I know exactly what I've got and exactly where it is. Like these small blocks. Before they disappear into the chaos, now right here when I need them. No more digging, no more buying wood I already own, and no more frustration. This system changed my workshop, and it can change yours too. So here's what I want you to do. I've created a free guide. It includes the complete decision tree, a printable reference chart you can hang in your workshop, and the full itemised build plans for this 5-compartment unit, which are easily to customise for your own space. It's completely free, and I'll put a link in the description below and in the pinned comment. Now, I mentioned that drawer is for small pieces I might use for jigs. Problem is, many woodworkers don't know which jigs are actually worth building, so they either build nothing or they waste time on jigs they never use. Check out this video next, where I'll show you the 5 workshop jigs that actually improve your woodworking, and you can build all of them from the scrap that you've just organised. Thanks for watching.